It's time for the most icon in St. Louis. The show that begs you to answer the question, can I ever be this good? It's time for the Charlie Tuna Show.
Presented by Ameren, Illinois.
Can't hear anything.
Can't hear anything?
Nope.
I can hear you. We're on.
Neither.
We're live, though.
We're live. Hey, good afternoon and welcome to the Charlie Tuna Podcast. This is I think my fifth week. I'm starting to adjust. You know, when you get old, it's hard to adjust. It's like a tight screw. You can't tighten it anymore. we're joined, of course, by my co-host, Joe Davis. And, of course, this is Thursday night, Kira Anderson. How are you, Kira?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey, before we start talking and let you talk, you guys were talking about the Pink concert. I had several friends that went to see her and Sheryl Crow. They said it was fantastic. Joe, you went.
Oh yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was packed. It was over 40,000 people there. It was a mixed crowd of everybody there. It was a fun crowd. It was fun though. It was a great experience. I didn't realize Sheryl Crow could sing like that, to be quite honest. And I
Did
didn't
she play
realize how many.
guitar?
Yeah, she did. I didn't realize how many songs I knew either. I was kind of surprised. And then Pink was just amazing. The way she was,
He is
it was
amazing.
it was a circus theme, and she was literally in the air on ropes with no harness. I was just sitting there amazed. It was crazy. You could see all the band-aids and bruises she had, like 'cause she was literally doing it every night. It was amazing.
Wow.
Seriously.
Damn, Joe, you were looking kind of hard at her.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, you're looking real hard. Kara, you just got back from vacation. You went to 2 different states with your children. Tell us about your trip.
Yeah. So 3 weeks ago, I took my children to Nebraska. I'm from Omaha, Nebraska. So I rented this super cute house downtown Omaha that is zoo themed. So a lot of people don't know Omaha has a very exquisite zoo. It is not free or taxpayer paid like St. Louis is, but you do have to pay to go in, but it's an incredible zoo. And so there's a home that this couple has made into a zoo home with like gorillas and monkeys hanging from the chandeliers and bunk beds and everything. So I took my kids and rented that place. They had a blast, and we saw my family, all my friends, all their kids. So we spent a week there. Then we came
That's
back
awesome.
for a week. Yeah, it was so awesome.
That's
And
good
then
for you. That's good
pardon me?
therapy. That's great therapy.
Yeah, and I think when my kids are around their family, I feel like they grow. It's the weirdest thing,
Mhm.
but there's something, that connection to their family. I've seen it throughout their lives. And so then we also went to my late husband Kyle's family this last week in Montana. So we flew into Bozeman, spent some time in Bozeman, went to Yellowstone, took them to Big Sky where Kyle and I got married, and then went to the family farm and spent some time on the
Let me
ranch there.
let me ask you a question. You just mentioned something.
Yeah.
You mentioned something about your children
Yeah.
and their well-being. Would you ever consider moving and taking them to Omaha?
No, not
No,
Omaha. No.
no.
No, for now, our roots are here. I believe God brought us here for a reason.
Yes, yes.
So my kids have roots here. We love the school. We love our church. Things are going really well. So unless there's a really enticing reason to go somewhere else, a door that opens that I can't refuse, we're going to be here. My kids are going to be St. Louisans. They're going to be here with their roots. They're going to love their city just like everyone else from St. Louis, and have a place to be proud to be from.
But since this
And
is your show, start it off. What else you want to talk about? Because I have a bunch of questions for you.
I wanted
I
to talk
know.
on the family part real quick. I think that was a great point because some of my favorite memories growing up are times me and my cousins hung out at a family
Yeah,
function and we was like, oh, can I go spend the night at my cousin's house? And I got to
Totally.
spend the night,
yeah.
or you spend some time with your favorite uncle, that uncle that's always goofy and funny and messing around. Like that,
Yeah.
those are some of the best memories.
Truly, and actually something Kyle said during his final days of living before he passed away was, please always keep our children connected to my family and to Montana. So it's a promise I made him, and I truly intend on doing that because there are such deep roots from the Anderson side in that state, and cattle ranching, and it's important. It's a beautiful place to be from and a beautiful place to visit. So I will always do that. And I think it's incredibly important for kids to be close to their roots and where their parents grew up. And family. Now, there's a whole nother side of this with boundaries, because a lot happens in our
Yeah.
lives.
Mm.
And healthy boundaries is something I just started learning about probably 10 years ago. So, there's always obviously boundaries that have to be in place, but I
But
will absolutely keep them connected to their family on both sides.
Joe, you said something nice. When I was young, we used to go see family members in and out of town. They
Mhm.
would come see us.
Mhm.
But after a while, like Kara mentioned, it was over. Time to go back to our regular walk of life. And that's what your kids are doing now, aren't they, Kara?
Yeah, and I plan on having them work at the ranch. So my
Ooh,
brother-in-law and his
wow.
wife, they have like 800, between 800 and 900 cattle.
Oh, my
They have
uncle
two
does
different,
too.
that's amazing. So they
No,
have
I'm
two
just
different
kidding.
ranches.
Say, your uncle's still alive.
Got 8 hogs. No,
Wait, what?
no. Go ahead. I'm
Earthworms.
sorry. Yeah,
Yeah, went,
isn't that something? Her family has 800 cattle.
That's
Go
awesome though.
ahead.
That's you.
That's good.
yeah, so I'm gonna have them in the summers going to help on the ranch
Oh,
because
good.
it's the roots, and I think it'll teach them hard work. We live in,
Hmm.
I live in Frontenac. My kids go to a private school. Like, we're in like a little bubble here. And I want them to know where they came from and know hard work. I mean, I plan on my kids working, when they're able to work and like giving them responsibilities around the house. I think it's really, really important for kids to, work hard and earn their own money and know what real hard work is, because just giving them a silver spoon with whatever they want on it does no one any good. And
No,
so,
I think it could be a pretty good wake up call too, because I remember I used to work a couple summers my junior and senior year. I worked in the Dial soap factory making soap, and that was a midnight to 8 a.m. shift, the graveyard shift. And every day I went in, the people who've been there 15, 20, 30 years would tell me every day, you don't want to do this the rest of your life. Make sure
oh,
you focus on school. You don't want to do this every day of your life. Then
well,
that taught me a lot going in there, and that was not fun work. I mean, the money was nice, but it was not fun work.
my first job, I've said this before, the joke here. I worked at a foundry. It was called Moog Industries, Moog. It's still in Wellston now. And I had to take hot brake pads off a furnace. I was about 19, and these
mm,
old men would pick me up in the morning, about 6 or 7. They were all old. Their hands felt like concrete. So after about 4 days, I told the foreman, lay me off. I said, to that day, I'm not doing that kind of hard work. Not again. Hey, one more thing about Montana. People always think that Montana. I know I went away a minute. Montana. People always think that Montana. Here we go. Montana is that people always think that Texas is the state for cowboys and things, but it's actually
I see what you're
Montana.
saying.
Montana is already. It's really.
I knew that was coming.
real cowboys, Charlie. Yes,
I knew that was coming. Oh, there we go. We got him back in here. You said,
this is a riot.
there you go. Yeah.
There he is.
There he is. There he is. I bet
Charlie,
you were getting a call. Your daughter was calling you, wasn't she?
Yep.
Yep, I knew it. It was
come
about that
on.
time. It was
Yep.
16. I knew your daughter was calling every time.
Tell you,
That's hilarious.
But you were saying it's Cowboys. It's the real cowboy area.
Montana's really cowboy country.
Oh yeah, I mean it's full of ranches, like real. Like, these people aren't wearing, Yellowstone, that show.
Yes.
This is nothing.
Yes.
That's not what real ranching looks like. No one is in. No, none. Zip. Not. No. It's much like these are
What?
real cowboys that, I mean, you don't even call them cowboys, but like they're muddy, like cattle ranching is really dirty and smelly. And like my brother and sister-in-law are amazing humans, and they've raised amazing humans, and they're super humble. Like, their home is simple. And they go out, I mean, it's insane. The whole thing is incredible. What they do, the two of them. pardon me, they're haying right now. They're gonna hay 4,000 bales of hay this summer.
Wow.
2
That's crazy.
people. And there's no like assistant or like sitting out on a fancy porch drinking fancy whiskey, looking at, no, it's like they're exhausted. They come in, they eat a sandwich, they have to take a nap or go to bed. It's
Wow.
yeah.
Can they deliver a foal, a
Oh yeah.
calf?
That's what they
That
absolutely they can.
they know
Oh
how to
yeah,
do
Hmm.
that?
for sure. Yeah. In
Wow.
the wintertime, I mean, they do it
Unbelievable.
now. They're
Yeah.
pushing it back more into late winter because it gets so darn cold in Montana. The baby calves, like their ears would freeze, their noses,
Oh
and
wow.
and also
No, it's really cold. It's really cold
it's
there,
like
isn't it?
below 50 or something. It hit
Oh
a new
no.
low.
Oh no.
Yeah. It's insane. So they're
Wow.
pushing it back because it's just too cold to deliver the babies. But oh yeah, they do the whole 9
That's
yards.
wild.
Calving, they've got bulls. I mean, it's the whole thing. They're incredible people.
Well, good. I look. That was my dream to have a
Really?
real farm, not a
Oh.
Or
ranch, because
Anderson
That's
that's
hard
Family,
hard
work.
work.
Dillon, Montana.
That's
And you
hard
know
work.
what's funny?
Hey,
The cattle they raise, their meat goes to Whole Foods.
Oh really?
Yes,
So it's
yes,
really?
super healthy cattle.
super.
That's
They're
awesome.
like, yeah, like,
So they gotta watch what they
well,
feed the
yeah, it's
cattle.
extremely important what you feed them. Yes.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got some stress
Let's do
questions
it.
for you.
Uh
You
oh. Uh
ready?
oh.
It's back to
Hmm.
school time. Is this very stressful on young
Hmm.
kids, or is it very stressful on kids that have
Hmm.
never left their home? It
Oh,
is
you're
very
asking
stressful.
me.
How so? I'm asking you, is this very stressful for a little young kid to
Oh.
leave his mother and start kindergarten and he's never been away from his
Yeah, I mean, I
parents?
think it depends on the kid, Charlie. My first child was ready to go. She didn't even blink. Gone. My second child's a little bit more attached to me. She's an Enneagram 2, if you guys follow any of that stuff, but she's a very gentle, kind mommy's girl. And so it took a little bit more warming up for her. And now my third child who's going, um, he's just my older daughter. Like he's gonna go and make friends right away. So it depends on the kid. But yes, it can be stressful. Um, but as long as they come from a loving place and they're going to a loving place, it's a good shift. It's good for kids to be socialized and have someone other than their mother or their father directing them and teaching them and growing them and educating them. So it's a really good thing. Um, but again, there are specialized cases. Some people
What?
are really stressed out about it. Like maybe they have social
I got,
anxiety.
I, I got, I got part
Okay.
two to
I
that
do too.
question. One of the most stressful things in my life was when my daughter left town
Hmm.
to go to college. That's a different type of stress for an
Well, yeah,
adult,
yeah,
isn't
I
it?
can only imagine.
I was worried every single day. And it carries on even right now. She lives out of state, but I still worry about her like
I'm
she was
sure.
my little baby. That never goes away,
No,
does
I
it?
mean, and people tell me, because my kids are little, they're 7, 5, and 3, that the stressors change. Like it never goes away. There's always something at their different ages. So I can only imagine. I mean, it's one of the reasons my 2 daughters, their birthdays are in June. I'm holding them back. They say giving them more time because I want them to be more mature. I want a whole nother year of them um, having influence from home and developing mentally before they go off to college because I think that year can make a huge difference as far as development in their brain and maturity and experiences and emotional intelligence.
So what is that stress like for you as a mother? Because I don't think a lot of people realize like a mother with a child, she's the closest person to the child, carried that child, care for them for so
Hmm.
long, and
Hmm.
now you gotta let them go for the first time. What is that
Hmm.
stress like?
You know, it's again, it's individualized. So for me, I had 3 kids very quickly, and then my husband had cancer. So I needed a place my kids could go that I trusted. that was basically an extension of our home, right? The same beliefs, values, I could trust. So we picked a school that was the case, and they've been super supportive. There is a little mom guilt. Now that's a whole other different twist, because technically I could homeschool my kids. I could not work as much. But for me and how I'm wired, I can do both. I believe that being a working mom is possible, even though I'm a solo parent. So for me, I'm not stressed about sending them. I more so have a little bit of guilt about, sending my son. I'm like, it's like I've gone back and forth in my brain. How often am I going to send him? Am I going to send him every day, every other day? How much work, how much energy am I going to put into work? But, some things have started to fall into my place, and my business has picked up, and I started hosting a podcast thanks to you two, truly. And so,
Absolutely.
it's mom guilt for me. It's not stress, because they're in a very, it's a Christian based school, and I know all the parents. We're a very tight knit community. I feel very comfortable with my kids there. They are going to be well taken care of. So, every situation's a little different.
Joe, I want to pick it back off of what you said. When your kids leave, the mom maybe suffers the most. I
Oh,
disagree with
really?
that, because if you get older and as a man, the man suffers the most if it's his daughter, because a man has a different relationship with his daughter, as the mom has a different relationship
True.
with her son. And as your kids get older, Kira, you'll see the same thing.
Sure. I know. And
Yeah. My baby gone. My baby
no, and
gone.
everyone says
If it was a son,
what?
if it was a son, it'd be different. But it's my baby girl.
Well, everyone always says to me that it goes so fast, long days, short years. And so I'm trying to soak up as much as I can. You know what I mean? But also
Yes.
balance of filling my own cup and pursuing my career now that I'm a solo parent, and taking care of my children, and they are my priority. But we're just, it's a balance. And every mother goes through the mom guilt thing. And yes, there's something inside of us, because we,
Yep.
for the most part, if you're lucky enough to carry your own baby, because some people are not able to, and they have to get surrogates or adopt. But if you're lucky enough to be able to hold your own baby, there is a connection there. They literally are tied to you for 9.5 months. Like, you have to cut an umbilical cord, right? So there's something inside of us. So when a baby cries, it's interesting, because the mother, there's an alarm that goes off in a mom that does not go off in a dad, because they're.
What do you mean? Explain
So
that.
when a baby cries, when they're a baby, the mom, there's cortisol, there's alarms going off in the mom.
Oh, okay.
When the baby cries, and that extends on. So when my kids are
Quantum
hurt,
entanglement-esque.
totally, like, I feel their
Yep.
pain,
Mm-hmm.
and so I don't know, there's something there. But I agree, the father daughter relationship is incredible, and kids need their dad. They do. I mean, so Kyle and I did my late husband and I did some parenting type workshop things before we started having kids, because we were both, bachelor, bachelorette, in our 30s and 40s, living the high, life great. And then we have children, and we're like, all right, we need to figure this out. Like, first of all, we want to, raise our children in a healthy way. So we studied what's called as the circle of security parenting. And if you're listening to this and you're a parent, Google it, look it up. And it's a really interesting theory. So the theory is that mom and dad are the kids' foundation, their base. And as parents, and again, that can look different for everybody. It was just my family. It was my husband and I. But basically, we're their foundation or base. And then we let them go and explore, even from babies, right? They crawl, something happens. Either they're happy that they crawled, or a kid's running around, running to get something, and they're happy they found the thing. And then they always come home. So it's important as a parent to let your kids explore. Whatever the event that happens, whether it's good or bad, they always come home. And that's the bottom half of this circle. So what's important is to be the parents that are there ready for them, to either congratulate them, share the empathy if something happened to them, to acknowledge the pain or acknowledge the happiness of whatever that event is. So it's called circle of security parenting. And it's if everyone left the hospital with that booklet and someone helped guide them, I mean, kids would be way different these days.
You can imagine the kids that don't
Correct.
have the parents to do that. That's the
Correct.
bad part about it.
Correct.
That's what's really bad. I got a bad whole question now.
That's
I'm gonna
good.
turn the tables, okay? And only you
Okay.
can answer this. How do little kids handle death?
Okay, that's a big one.
How do you explain death? What's that?
That's a
Is that a
big
good
one.
question? I know. How do little kids handle death?
Well, it depends on how you as a parent talk to them about that. So my situation is a little bit very unique, considering that my husband had cancer for 17 months and my kids were so little. So they'll likely only remember their father as being sick. My older may remember some good times, and I have lots of videos and pictures and stuff to help that. But there's a lot of books on death and cancer. Obviously, cancer is how my husband passed away. But you know, with my children, I have to always talk to them. Oh my gosh, my daughter just walked. I've always talked to them as not like an adult, but you know, like daddy's sick. And when they ask, is daddy going to die? Well, we all die and go to heaven at some point. And because daddy's sick, we're trying to heal him and make him feel better. But God may call him earlier than the rest of us. But no one's promised tomorrow. So I
Well,
just talk to them in a really gentle way, but very factual. And again, there's lots of books on it. And I also know, Charlie, there are a lot of resources, not only books,
Oh,
there's
really?
videos. Go ahead.
really. Do you have photos of your husband
Oh,
still around
abs-
your home so your kids can
oh,
see and remember him?
absolutely. Everywhere. I mean, even on my desk,
What do
I
you
have our wedding photo.
what do you oh good. What are you gonna do? I know it's hard to answer this question. Sorry for
No, what am I
overstepping
going to
you,
do
but
with what?
what are you gonna do when these kids get to be 13 and want to know
Oh,
about their
well,
dad? Is that gonna be tough
no,
for you?
absolutely not. I have, like I said, I have videos, pictures of him everywhere. We talk about Kyle all the time. My sorority sisters got bears made out of her shirts. Some of Kyle's partners did the same thing. We're going to celebrate him for who he was. I want my kids to know their dad, know all the amazing things about him, because he was an amazing
Good,
man.
good.
Oh yeah, we've got, they have heart, Kyle's got a necklace. He had me go buy some Tiffany necklaces for them when they turned 16. Like, absolutely,
Okay.
he will be, the topic. And even in Montana, his birthday, he would have turned 50 August 10th. And we went to his grave and we had a birthday party. We celebrated him.
Well,
Yeah,
good. Well, that's what you got.
Mhm.
It's a celebration
it's a
now. It's
celebration.
got to be the
And
the wonderful life he had 3 children and a beautiful bride.
yeah,
That's wonderful.
thank you. Well, and I also, you guys probably know this, but I started a cancer research fund in Kyle's name. It's a long story, but at the end of the day, the point is my kids will always have that to contribute to and to share to others. And, it's something else that ties them to their dad, and knowing that our sacrifice of Kyle's life is changing the lives of others. It's changing the way pancreatic cancer is treated, and it's going to continue. And they're going to watch me, hopefully, raising all this money, making a big deal out of it. And then, I hope that continues on with them, and that they spend their time and energy helping others, however they
Well,
see fit, but in Kyle's name.
what makes Kira happy day to day? I want to know about you day to
Everything
day
makes me
because
happy.
you have a unique life.
No, I'm
Everything
kidding.
can make you happy day to day. Do you have downtime where you think
Oh,
about your
yeah. I
husband quite
mean,
a bit?
and truly
Mm,
only the last couple months have I felt like Kira again. I spent years.
really?
Oh, yeah. Like, Charlie, there were times when so first of all, by nature, I'm a happy person. I love being positive, joy filled. My favorite color is pink. I like wearing sparkles. Like, I feel like there's this light inside of me that I can help others. I've always kind of felt like that. And then when I started having children, my husband got sick, my whole life changed. And there was often times where when people would say things about joy or being happy, it was so foreign to me. I couldn't even, I'm like, joy. Like, what is that even? I forgot what that felt like. But I've done a lot of therapy. I've done some depression treatments. I've gone to intensives, where you go, it's like a 4-day full therapy trauma retreat to talk about things that happened in your life that were traumatic. I've done a lot of things so that I can get back to myself, not only for me, but for my children. My children deserve a happy, healthy mom, even though there was a lot of trauma that happened, not only with Kyle's illness, but some external things. And there's a lot of stressors, but what?
I sent you a scripture this morning. Joe, I sent out about 25, 30 scriptures every morning to about 30 ladies.
They're all ladies.
In this scripture, a couple guys, because guys don't feel it.
That's true. That's fair. They're not gonna look at it.
It was about storms in your. I don't know if you got a chance to read it yet, Kira. It was about storms in your life, and sometimes it's hard to believe that God put storms in your life.
I know, and I believe that. No question. I believe that.
I want you to read that now. Don't forget.
It's been a little crazy lately, but I believe, looking back, like how Kyle got a treatment that's never been in humans before. Looking back at my career, everything that led me up to that point, I feel like the God winks are insane. Like, I was in grad school. I was getting paid to go to grad school. I had a grad assistantship, and I took a job at the pharmaceutical company randomly in California, and they moved into California, and I made all these connections. And fast forward another 10 years, we're able to get a treatment, and my husband that's never been in humans because of my connections. Hey, I'm on the phone, honey. Here comes my son.
Okay.
No, we're good.
Tell them we're almost finished. We're all going good. That's good. That's good for the podcast.
It's not bad.
I have a sitter here.
That's good for. I like that.
He's a little stinker, but yeah. So back to your question, things that make me happy. When my kids behave,
those kids, right?
When they listen, I really enjoy having a fresh cup of coffee. Cora, that is ridiculous. Please get off that couch. A fresh cup of coffee in the morning outside. I like to sit outside and hear the birds.
I always say the same thing to people. I say that same thing. I'm a morning person. Yep. I like to wake up to the birds singing. Absolutely.
I love it.
It's the best. I drink coffee every day, every morning. I've been going to a new coffee place. Though.
What?
I don't go to Starbucks. It's a new place by Truffles called begins with a K. Caldies. Yeah, I went.
Oh, they got good dark roast coffee.
Are all the guys?
Yeah, they're really good. Yeah, all the guys there.
I think they got kicked out. I think they got kicked out.
2 days. I'm gonna go there again tomorrow. Yeah.
Starbucks?
No, we didn't get kicked out. They just wanted to go somewhere else. Joe Jr. He's never happy. So we tried this new place. It's okay. It reminds me of a funeral home, but it's real nice. And all the ladies that come in, and all the ladies that come in there have wedding rings on. Yeah. It's okay. It's all right. Whatever. Hey, we're gonna let you go, Kira. We're gonna see you next Thursday at the same time before your son jumps off the chair.
Sorry about that. I mean, it will be entertaining. If we're doing this virtual thing, you're gonna hear some stuff over here from the end.
No, yeah, that's fine.
That's good. Hey, they live there. We just
I love
we don't see any whoopings, so it's all good.
You definitely won't.
Maybe a couple timeouts.
Good. It's good my mother's not on the podcast. I'm glad my mom's on the podcast. All right, see you, Kira. Enjoy your weekend.
See you. Thanks for joining us.
Bye-bye.
That was good.
Yeah, Dr. Rick.
No, I haven't seen Dr. Rick yet. You want to take a commercial break and then we can come back and see if he's here?
Yes, we'll take a break and we'll come back. If he's not there, we just go. We just leave. All right, come on. All right. We'd like to remind you about the Snooks. Reward yourself daily with the Snooks Rewards app. With Snooks Rewards, you earn 2% back on every purchase. So simple. Shop, earn, redeem. Just show your barcode in the app or use your phone number at checkout. It's not only do you get points but money off, the Snooks Rewards app has a lot of other features designed to make your grocery shopping easier.
I'm constantly upgrading my auto repair equipment to keep up with technology. It's good to know Ameren is upgrading their energy grid right along with me. That gives me the power to be me.
See how Ameren is putting advanced technology to work for you at ameren.com/reliability.
Have you been to the new Cafe Napoli restaurant? It's called Napoli Brothers. It's a pizza and pasta bar. It's in Chesterfield Valley. Unbelievable place. Nice patio. They've got a huge pizza oven. Food is just delicious. Coal-fired pizza, pasta, pasta entrees. Unbelievable. They got a coal-fried meatball that's unbelievable.
Here's rolling. He could give the Cardinals the lead. Swing and get up, baby. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Home run.
On Saturday, August 17th, the Cardinals host the Los Angeles Dodgers. That night, 25,000 fans ages 16 and older will leave with their very own Scott Rowland bobblehead. Thanks to Ameren. Don't miss your chance to add the newest Cardinal in the Hall of Fame to your collection. That's the Scott Rowland bobblehead night, Saturday, August 17th. Get your tickets at cardinals.com.
They're not for us. That's why Suntrup in South County has sold so many new and pre-owned vehicles to people who thought they couldn't get approved. Suntrup's auto acceptance program overcomes all the buying roadblocks. Unemployment, bankruptcy, even past repossessions won't stop us from getting you approved, guaranteed. No matter what you've been through or who's turned you down, even if you only have an I-10, if you clear $350 a week, Suntrup has 50 years of established banking connections to get you financed at the lowest rate. Some car lots only report the missed payments. We report all your payments, and that helps build up your credit. Plus, those other lots can't match Suntrup's lifetime powertrain warranty, included with hundreds of new and pre-owned choices at no extra charge. Look, we all know nobody's perfect. We get it, and we get it done. Restart your credit with Suntrup's Auto Acceptance Program and drive home in a great car with a payment you can afford. Shop any of our South Lindbergh locations or see us online at suntrup.com.
Save more at Suntrup, suntrup.com.
Tony LaRussa here. Men, there is no excuse for striking out anymore when you have a Victory Men's Health in town. Just 15 minutes from the ballpark, located in O'Fallon, Illinois. They are the experts in men's health, and their urologist, Dr. Hatchett, will have you putting your ball in play every at-bat. VictoryMen'sHealth.com.
Doesn't a great Italian meal sound delicious? Well, your family meal is as close as the Pasta House Company. Bring a home-cooked meal home, complete with golden toasted ravioli, pasta, and our famous Pasta House salad, starting at only $29.99. So dine in, take out, have it delivered, or order online with the code PASTA and get $5 off your first online order, because everybody loves the Pasta House Company.
Welcome back to the Charlie.
Joe, he didn't.
Oh, yeah, no Dr. Rick.
On Monday. Well, I couldn't hear the commercials. But you can. You
couldn't hear them? Yeah, they were playing though. Yeah, they definitely played.
Yeah.
You could see them at least though. You saw them, but you could definitely hear them. Okay, yeah. You could definitely hear them on the live stream.
We'll talk to you on Monday, and we'll have a good time on Monday.
Dr. Rick said it was a horrible week for him, so he must have had a lot of surgeries and stuff. I guess coming off the Olympics, I'm sure there's a lot of injuries and people trying to get back from school too, getting healthy. So
we'll
have him next week.
Have a good weekend with Dr. Rick Lehman and Kira. Thanks.